I tried everything, but this is the first program that actually made me money, and yeah, not a little, a whole bunch. So I'm very blessed, and you guys are awesome. Well, the main difference was I made money within the hour. I couldn't believe it because you buy a book for $100 and you can trade it in for 150, and my record is buying a book for $6 and trading it in for 106. The main difference between all the other things is you don't have to have Facebook ads, you don't have to have a list, you don't have to have any technical background, you don't have to drive traffic. The only thing you need to do is your own books and your own Excel sheet, and that's it. And other than that, it's action taking, and the software for book arbitrage is so awesome. It's such a fun doing it, and I made around $50,000 in trade-ins and net profit. I use that money to buy inventory for my own store, and yeah, I'm well over 80,000 on that particular program now. So yeah, within the year, I made 6 figures. And I have a VA crushing it now, and he started asking me $3 for it an hour. And again, I'm also in providing value for him as well. And he sent me an email, I guess it was 2 weeks ago, that he made more than the mayor already. And then the mayor, I expect to sell around $30,000 in January. And,
Okay.
I must be honest, I spend 4 hours a week on the business. And if I spend more, if I doubled my time on this business, I will do more. But I also believe in the fact that I have 2 beautiful sons that you have to enjoy life as well. And it's not always about money. But I'm going to Florida again. I will never have to go to Florida for 3 months without any job or any other business I might have. And yeah, that's awesome. You see here, this is September. And this is an old one. It's from a month ago, so that's why I crossed the 80,000 already. Just the fact that it's so simple and everyone can do it. As I just mentioned, a 77-year-old woman can do it. It gets me financial freedom, and that's why this is such an awesome business. Because yeah, I think everyone wants financial freedom. And going to Disney, and yeah, that's awesome. And I always heard about the laptop lifestyle. Well, I'm living it. It's so rewarding. And if I talk to other people in the group about it, it's also a lot of fun. So everyone who's reluctant to do this is a legitimate business. It's on Amazon. I don't know if people know it, but 50% of all online sales go through Amazon. I have books that have been watched for 30,000 times. So 30,000 people look for that book. If people are reluctant, just try it out. Try it out for 1 month and see where it takes you, because it's that simple. I was so blessed that I run into a webinar you did, because it literally changed my life.
I've been trying to make money online for, 16 years.
Wow.
And never found anything that lasted more than 6 weeks, or just didn't work at all. I started to sit down and figure out how much money I spent over the years on this stuff, and came up with, I got to $60,000 and decided I better quit. Thanks to this program, we're doing a lot better than we ever have in any adventure that I've ever done, any job that I've ever had. I mean, I've never made as much as I am with this program. In short order, I mean, inside of 2 months, I saw where I was able to replace my full-time income with this business. Today, I'm well into the 6-figure mark. I'm on course for my 7-figure retirement asset. Actually, I'm 1 year ahead. I mean, I keep waiting for the bubble to burst, and it just gets bigger. Let me qualify that. That's 118% in 60 days, not annualized. My end goal is to create a retirement asset. I intend to build this business into a seven-figure business, and then turn around and sell it for an eight-figure number. First of all, it's a simple business. What makes it work is its simplicity. And then second of all, I mean, you guys have ridiculous support. So I just never found in any other program people that were so dedicated to our success as you guys. The amount of help that you get in this program. You know, I mentioned the weekly help sessions that you guys do twice a week. But what I didn't mention is that there's a Facebook group of like-minded people who have answers for those midnight questions that might hold us up. If you run across something and you need some help, it's there. I mean, you could take this business to any level that you want to go. This business is $118 billion business, and that is just half of it. That's just the new books. That number does not include the used books, which is a big part of what we do. So, I mean, you know, when I say it's endless, I'm not exaggerating. It's just crazy big. Yeah. All others who are able to act on their educated decisions are going to see the same success I saw. I mean, it's really a simple business.
For 3 years and $14,000, you know, and I was able to really put some things in place that were extremely complicated, but the financial return was still, you know, so small. I think the first 6 weeks I had $180, you know, from Amazon. Like, oh, cool. They did all the work. I don't have to, you know, do anything.
Yeah, no marketing.
My customers, they ship out. This is like I'm in love with Amazon. Then the next month it was like $380, and then it was, you know, $380 again. But then when it started going to 1,000 and, you know, 1,400 and 1,000 again, and when you start getting checks for $1,000, $1,500 in a month, and you know, that's significant. You know, there's no question in my mind that in a year I'll be over six figures with this. There's no reason why I wouldn't be. I really can't think of anyone that it won't work for. If you are looking for a simple, effective, productive method where you have a lot of assistance, it's about as foolproof as it gets. I can't think of anyone that won't benefit from this. You don't have to be a brainiac to do this.
Right.
You don't have to be a techno wizard. You know, and if you want to get in, you want to make a few hundred a month, or you want to make 1,000 a month and just stay there, you will be so happy. That's so simple and easy to do in this. If you want to come in and hit something out of the park and achieve something in your life that maybe was like out here and thinking, my gosh, I could really do six figures with something. Stop looking and comparing things to everything else that's out there. I would say that to any of you who are looking right now.
Nice.
Don't underestimate the value of what's here. This is the most powerful, probably sleeper of an opportunity I've seen in 15 years.
I was in a kind of a multi-level marketing thing, and I absolutely hated every second of that. And I mean, I know other people have done well with that type of thing, but it just did not fit me and who I was and my personality and all that kind of stuff. And did a lot of actual online freelancing, and I did pretty well with the freelancing. But it was just so much training time for money. I basically then had 2 60-hour-a-week jobs. It was just too much for me to do.
Yeah,
those were the main things that I did. Yeah, so my very first sale was October 20th last year in 2016.
Okay.
And I was just looking today. I think that my total sales, I think it's around 123,000, 124,000 if I remember right.
Awesome.
The very first month I was doing it, you know, I probably made, I don't know, $1,500 profit pretty quickly. bought a big set of about 750 books in November last year, and I sold a whole bunch of them, and I made $20,000 sales in January, just a month or two after my very first sale on Amazon. And yeah, it's definitely been further than what I ever expected. I've never had any kind of business on my own. I always wanted to, but I never had an opportunity. This is the opportunity I was looking for. A kind of a goal there. I mean, whether it'll be 7 figures or not by the end of next year, I'm certainly gonna shoot for making my whole business be a very much a successful, thriving, real business. So I would say the number one thing I like about it is that you guys have continued to improve it. Like, it isn't, that is, and actually that's the thing that surprised me the most about the whole thing, is that I thought it was going to be, okay, you sign up for this and then, you go. But I've been very impressed how you guys continue to build, continue to improve things. And I've told you before, I'm looking forward to see what else you guys have in the future. So I think that's the thing that I've liked about it the most. I am glad, very glad to not only that I paid the initial money, but I'm very glad to pay the money that I pay every month to pay for this service, because it's making me far more than that, that $200 or whatever it is a month that I pay for that. So there's not a lot of things in life that you can say, I'm super glad to pay for that. Because of this business, right now, because of this, I'm in the process of actually buying a new house for my family, which is going to have a separate building where I'm actually going to be able to have the entire book business there. This whole thing I've done out of a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. And so I'm going to have a place where I can expand because of this business. Yes, I would. And I have recommended this to people. I met a guy in a thrift store, just started talking to him. And he ended up buying the program, and I've been training him. And he's done really well. Before I met him, he just watched videos off the internet. And he would use his phone, he would scan. And in the last month or so now, he's had over $1,200 in sales on Amazon. In fact, he told me just last week, he's like, this is my future plan. This is where I'm going. I think you need basic computer skills. I mean, you don't have to be super techie. In fact, I know some guys that are super techie doing this, and frankly, they overthink things. If you can turn on your computer and you can type an email and you can copy something and paste it somewhere else, I think if you can do that, you've already know everything you need to know.
Well, I was trying a lot of things in college. And I was trying to do building websites, selling traffic, doing SEO.
Wow. Okay.
Just trying a bunch of things, spending my own money in advertising and all that kind of stuff. There's just a lot more moving pieces with that. But I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've been trying these online things for a while. I was, just driving a lot and trying a lot of different opportunities, and then finally hopped into this last September. Ended up buying a couple of books and having some success with it. So after I got a success with a couple of books, I just went all in, $5,000 credit card, just maxed it out, spent all of it on books. And then I was actually able to make $5,000 in a couple of months, and I was able to take, I got $10,000 from that and just went all in, and bought even more books, and really the rest is history. Yeah, my biggest day so far was $2,200.
Nice.
And my biggest month so far was $31,000. So total, done about $136,000 in sales. But I'm expecting, at least $70,000 in sales this next month. At this level, 136,000, 1 to 2 hours a day. Now at this level, I could easily, an hour a day sustain this level. No doubt about it. My original goal, and, this is still my goal because I haven't got there yet. But just get $100,000 in sales, a month.
God, that's awesome.
Which is awesome. But I know you can go so much bigger than that. I mean, this has got to be the best starter business I've ever seen.
Good point.
This is definitely something you put the work in, you get it. Some other systems, you put the work in, you might have to spend $5,000 more to, build it or something like that. I have some people that they don't even really know how to work a computer, and they're making some sales. So yeah, you don't need to be that tech savvy. I mean, if you want to start a business, this is really the best. It's just like the stock market, except you can predict it. Just looking at it that way, it's a no-brainer.
By July and August, my sales went to $15,000 in 1 month. I couldn't believe it. My best day, it was $1,200 in 1 day. I'm hoping that for my previous textbook season, and especially with January, I will hit the 6 figures this year. And I think it's totally achievable. My goal for next year, I'm pedal to the metal. I'm going all in. I'm trying to hit 7 figures for next year. My goal eventually will be to fire my wife's boss so she can do this full time, because I think it's phenomenal. For the first time in my professional or earning life, I can make the business fit my life instead the other way around, which always has been the case. Another aspect that I've noticed a great difference on anything else that I have tried, even on paid services, is the customer service. They are prompt to respond to you. They're actually helpful, I would say, every time. So all that combined, the customer service, the community, that I have felt for the first time that John and Luke have been completely honest. And every other program, there's always something hidden. And they won't show you the next part until you commit this much. And then you don't get to see the next part until you do the next payment. And even that you continue, there's always something hidden. Some critical part of the process that they don't disclose, and that's the reason it kind of doesn't work for you. And I haven't seen that here at all. They don't hesitate to share knowledge. Even the mentors, the community, and obviously Luke and John do the same. And I found that so refreshing. I was a little bit a skeptic. Like many of you, I've been looking for other ways to supplement income. And after many years, and I promise you, I've been searching for things for more than 10 years. This is the first time I felt comfortable and confident that I understood what I was getting into, that it makes sense, that it was simple enough for me to try while juggling my full-time job and my wife's full-time job and my 4 kids, and being able to dive into it. So here I am, and I'm very excited. So what I would have been told to myself 6 months ago is trust your instincts, use common sense, because I think if you look this business with an open mind and just follow the process, it's open from the get-go to show you how it works. And it's something that I believe most of people can understand. It makes sense that it does work that way, or it makes sense that it's expected to have a certain result, or the way they're doing things with trading books or finding your books. It just makes sense.
Well, I got into one program where they were supposed to help you like promote your website, and then you could sell like books or different products on there. They just never wanted to listen to what I was interested in, and they kept pushing like me to go in a different area because they thought I'd make more money. And it really wasn't about making the money as much as it was I had a desire in my heart to help people, and I knew which direction I wanted to go. And it got to be a drag. And I just gave up. I can tell you I have bought some books and they got here and I thought, what am I thinking buying this book? And I almost had the books back, but I decided to trust the process, to trust all the research you told us to do. And every book I have thought that about has sold within 10 days. My goal is $124 a day. So then it's $620 a week and $2,480 for the month. Okay. So then that gives me a way to replace what I just lost in my job. And then there's like one day I went and I actually 2 days of research is all I did this one day because things were going on and I just couldn't get in there. But in 2 days, I hit that $620 for the week. If my husband and I want to go to town and have supper or lunch, I can do it. Or you want to take a day off and go to see your kids play sports, you can do it. You don't feel guilty. You don't have anybody telling you yes or no. It's your decision. Right now, working with you guys with the books, what I like is, for one thing, you support what we're doing. You tell everybody it's their business. We can, do the textbook trade-ins. You could do the book arbitrage. You're not forcing a subject on us or anything like that, but you're always encouraging. I mean, I love it when we call and you're saying, oh, you got sales. That's a good job. I am not real good with technology, but the videos were so self-explanatory that I didn't have trouble. I got through them all. I was able to follow your process, so that really helped me a lot.
I was interested in perhaps doing some assisting of businesses in online marketing, but found that the time commitment, both with trying to scare up the customers, just working the phones and beating the pavement to find customers, took too much time. So that was kind of a non-starter eventually. And I started getting interested in selling physical products on Amazon, and I did a lot of those training programs. It looks really promising, but the problem is, of course, you've got to find a really good product. You need to work with the design and how you're going to package it up to distinguish it from everybody else's. Right. And then you need to find a really good supplier for a cheap price, and all of those moving parts really require a lot of time and focus, and you may make it, you may not. Right. A lot of people fail, and it takes quite a bit of time to get that type of thing going. I sent in my first batch of books for selling on Amazon toward the end of December of 2016. Okay. And I had my first sale on January 5th. I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is great. And by the end of the month, I was at $1,550 in sales. Wow. And by mid-February at $2,550 or so. And I thought, all right, I can do this. I just need more time. My best 30 days probably was straddling August and September during textbook season, where I made almost $10,000. Wow. And that was pretty exciting.
That's awesome.
And now I'm up to about $27,000. And I'm not going to look back. But it's a lot of fun because it's not stressful. You're finding a product that you know you can sell, you send it in, and you make the money. It's pretty easy. And you can find books to buy anywhere, and you can find it in your off time. You can do it, when you have 5 minutes between lunch and the next phone call you need to take for your regular business too. Right. So I found it was very easy to find good books, do the training, and just if you in for a little or in for a lot, it doesn't matter. You can be on a small budget. You can buy a book for $5. You might be able to turn around for 10. Just reinvest that profit immediately, and eventually you're not out of pocket. I can't wait to get up in the morning and see if I've sold anything and record the sale and look for new books. And right now, of course, they're just flying. They're everywhere. Don't hesitate. Don't be fearful. There's a tremendous community in this group. Yep. You've got help sessions twice a week you can hop onto and just type in your question and ask it, and it will be answered out loud if it applies to everyone. Otherwise, you get a private message. And if you're having trouble, you can contact support anytime. They're great. And then there's the Facebook community, too. You can find answers to all kinds of questions there. And people are just darn nice. And you can't do anything wrong. If you're really hesitant, start small. Don't spend much money. Yeah. And just start building, do a $5 book, make a $10 trade, save that $5 and put it back into your next book. And it just builds very quickly if you can keep focused on it. And I just don't see any reason to hesitate at all. Don't be afraid.
I've been looking at internet marketing for about 3 years or so.
Okay.
And because I'm at retirement with not much to retire on, so
gotcha.
So I'm looking for new ways to make money. And I tried a couple of other things before I found this, and they were just too complicated and way beyond my understanding, and didn't work out at all. And the main thing I did before this that I put the most effort into of the ones that I had tried was a Shopify site and that sort of thing. And I even went to the point of I had a virtual assistant and all of that. But it became, it was no problem getting the site set up and everything, but the marketing and all this kind of stuff that you have to do to make it successful was just too complicated for me and for him. So it just didn't work out at all. I didn't get my money back out of that at all. My main goal at that time was with book arbitrage and book trading was to just replace my current income, which was only about $500 a week. Within 3 to 4 months, I had replaced that income with this. So I had consistently, for about 6 months there, I was averaging almost exactly what I was making per week with my former job. And now that I've been doing it for a while, it's like there's just so much more there that I really I see I have a much bigger vision now as a result of being a part of this. And so I just want to take it to another level at this point. So in 2018, I just want to bump it up a lot and just push myself as much as I can in terms of challenging myself and making this work the way it's working for so many other people. My goal is to just become financially free, essentially. Because I still, I don't have a lot of debts at this point, but I do have credit card debt and all that kind of stuff. And there's just things, at my age, there's things I feel I'm supposed to be doing in my life, and I'm not able to do those things because I don't have the income. So that sort of thing. So I just want to reach a point. I mean, if I hit 100,000, that would change my life tremendously by itself. This is so much simpler. I mean, you're working with Amazon, so it's a huge, a huge monster that you can become a part of, and it's very easy. It's very simple. In fact, I think I sent my first shipment in on January the 16th of this year, and by the 21st, I had my first sale. And I couldn't do that in almost 6 months of Shopify. If you're looking at online business and you haven't tried anything yet, this is the perfect place to start because it's really easy to, like I said, within 2 weeks I had a sale. So it's really easy to get started. The training is very, very clear, very thorough, and you just follow the training and you'll be successful. And I can't say that about the other things I tried. It's real easy to make money, and basically the sky's the limit. My limit was pretty low to begin with, but it's getting bigger and bigger now simply because the business is so simple and easy to do.
I've tried over the past 20 years to make money online. Wow. And did all kinds of things like build my list and Mob and several affiliate programs. And Luke is smiling. I say, yes, I know all the.
Yep.
And didn't get anywhere with any of them.
Well, I tried a couple of things back when, selling vitamins and products and things, getting on it. That didn't work out.
So nothing has come close to this. Nothing has come anywhere near it. I just figured out our ROI this morning, and with Amazon fees and all of the other stuff that went on between the trade-ins and the sales, my ROI was up to 128%. We're pretty happy with the amount of freedom we have to do what we want to do at this point in our lives. We're both retired or semi-retired. So we're not looking to hire a bunch of employees or, really go for it, but wouldn't mind having a six-figure income. $10,000 a month is a good aim. So that's what we're aiming for at this point. The software has made all the difference. Being able to sit down in front of the computer, like I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't sleep thinking about this, and made, I think, 4 trades. You know, just sit down at the computer. Who can sit down at the computer at 4 o'clock in the morning and make what, $40-50 just boom. So that's been the best part of it for me. That's been one of the most amazing things of all. I mean, all of the other things that I've ever gotten involved with never had this amount of support.
That's
the training.
The best,
Yeah.
The best thing about this is
Yeah.
the support.
When I email too, support is like instantaneous.
I've been trying to make a living with internet marketing since 2010. That's when I first really started digging into it, taking a lot of programs, trying to find my home, if you will. All of my struggles have always been about not wanting to manipulate people to make sales. Right. And with the book trades, the book arbitrage, that really is what came home for me. Every other experience I've had, you put a lot of money up front and the exposure, the financial risk is very high. It's not high with this. I got on your webinar and that's all she wrote. I bought multiple programs over time, and but I took a chance. It felt right. I took a chance, and I am absolutely in love. I've never looked back. In everything else that you're trying to do online, everything else that you're trying to, build it, even if you're a brick and mortar business, you have to sell. Not everybody's a seller. They're not salespeople. It's not part of them. They don't want to do that. With this program, you don't have to. Amazon is doing the sales for you. You're selling as you said, it's a product that is of good quality, that people love, that people need, that people are looking for and wanting, and Amazon is the one who's doing the sales. So you don't have to compromise your moral values and slam people's inbox, 12 times a day with email to make sales. The financial exposure is significantly less. This for me is going to develop into a full-time job. And I don't call it a job, it's a full-time business. Mm-hmm. And it is and will be my primary source of income. This is going to become my mainstay. This is what enables me to stay home with my husband, who needs monitoring and care. The animals love having me here. The real long-term goal, I'm definitely looking at developing 7 figures or above. My heart's desire is to create a processing center here in my local community. For those that have been trying to make a living online, have been going through the email marketing, the affiliate marketing, the blogging, for those that have been down that roadway, this is real. This is true. If your struggle with that type of marketing has been the sales piece, has been the coercion piece, has been the manipulation piece, then this is absolutely a job that you can do.
Fortunately or unfortunately, I'm that guy. I've tried a lot of different things probably over the last 8 years, from websites. We monetize them with ads packages, online stores through Shopify, couple of MLMs. I've been around the block a few times and kind of had a chance to see what's out there. I've chased that shiny object like a lot of us have. Unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of success with it. Well, the main difference is this one actually works. It's really the first program that, as a new person, I've been able to get into, watch the training videos, do what they say, and see results, right away. With just about any other program I was involved with is that you are completely responsible for driving your own traffic. And traffic costs money. When we team with Amazon, I paid zero money for traffic. I don't drive any traffic to my products, to my books, and I sell books just about every day. Just a little over $10,000 in sales, and I plan on doing a 6-figure sales business with it. And eventually I'm going to have a 7-figure sales business. there's literally zero. You booked your profits right away. I know exactly what I'm making on this book and what this book costs, and as soon as the transaction takes place, I get paid. And as far as the resale side of it go, the returns, the ROIs on some of these books are so good that I've had no problem selling my books. From somebody like myself who's spent a lot of money out there doing a lot of different things, chasing a lot of different things. When I finally landed on this, it was just like night and day. If you are looking for a real home-based business opportunity, and you come across this, this presentation or this system, I would say, you came to the right place. You really hit the lottery. Whether you have a $500 budget or a $5,000 budget, this works. This definitely works.
I'm the eternal optimist, and I have looked for probably 10 years for a program that I could start part-time and then, like I said, eventually retire from my daytime job. So I've tried, I can't even count how many. I'm embarrassed and afraid to even try to count up the money that I've spent on those programs. And they all sound really good, and I go in with a really great attitude and, I can do this. So a lot of the website kind of programs didn't work out for me, and not to say not kind things about any other program, but it always seems like once you get started, there's a little catch that, I didn't really understand, and then you plunk the money down, and it's like, oh crap, I'm really not good at this, or I really can't do this. So to compare and contrast, I think the biggest thing is probably the transparency. I mean, you guys couldn't go over everything either in your presentation, but in the training, it's all there. And if you don't understand something, there's the Facebook community where you can reach out, and other members of this program can help you. And there's other resources and ways to get help. So I truly think that is the biggest difference. So my goal is, this is my 2018 is my last year, to be in a business kind of job, and we're looking to replace my income, so I can step away from that stressful job, and then eventually replace my husband's income. What makes me feel particularly comfortable is the support system, is the fact that you and Luke continue to, I haven't been involved that long, already there's been a couple of upgrades, if not 3, and you're listening to the community, you're trying to adapt and change to make this kind of an evergreen program for us. That's been huge for me. Your support system and support folks are great. Every time I send in a question or anything that I need help with, they're, Johnny on the spot, and they're very kind, very polite, very professional, great customer service. It's certainly not hard work. It's not even, mentally difficult work. And a non-techie like me can absolutely do it.
Well, I've also purchased a few training courses on how to make money online. So I've done Shopify, and that didn't work out for me. It only lasted for a month, as I didn't like the business model of having to post all the time on Facebook. And I've done social media marketing, and I've done affiliate marketing. But so far, this has been the only this has been the only course that really worked out for me. I earned my first income the third day after I finished the training. I earned something from the book trades. So that was pretty easy. So the entrance is easy. So far, I've earned $1,600. I have big goals on book arbitrage, so I can expand this business more, because there's great potential in this business. Just have to allocate my time and my resources. So I'm hoping I'll probably earn at least $3,000 a month. That's because I've done 500, so now I'm trying to. Hopefully, I could probably earn $5,000 a month, and then we'll see. Well, first thing, because this business model is based on the Amazon FBA, which has ready traffic. And that was one of the things why I bought into this program, because of the Amazon FBA. And of course, using the software, which was quite easy. And that was what I used to source the books. And the training, of course, I remember the first training on book arbitrage and how to analyze a sales rank. Well, I've been thinking to myself, like, I wish I have known of this book arbitrage sooner. I would have, I felt like I wasted a lot of my money buying all of this courses and a lot of my time actually trying to figure out these courses. I wish I had known of this sooner. And who wants to learn the Amazon business, a good way to start. Amazon is the best way to earn, and there's ready traffic. So it's the best way to really learn how to earn money online. That's what I think.
Well, I'd say for the last 5 or 6 years, tried many programs online to make money, affiliate programming and push button and selling my products, selling other people's products. I've been around the houses and I never made any money. There's been so many programs I've bought. They promise support, but it isn't there. Not like this is. It's the easiest program I've ever come across. If you've ever bought anything online, you can do this. The only way this doesn't work is if you don't do it. That's it. Well, by this time next year, definitely it'd be 6 to 7 figure business. And I've never made money like that before in my life. My partner will be giving up work. We're going to do this full time. We're going for it. This is the easiest step-by-step system I've ever come across. You can't not make money with this if you do it. It's just, if you've ever bought a product online, you can do this business. It is that simple. And the support is extraordinary, and the cheerleading, and it's just incredible. It's the most extraordinary program ever. It has changed our lives already, and I just can't wait for the next year. The compounding effect of how quickly you grow the business, how quickly you scale it up. Mm-hmm. I mean, where else can you learn a business in 2 weeks and be knocking the ball out of the park from the get-go? This is it. This is the most amazing, life-changing, game-changing program ever. My sister doesn't want to go back to work. She's just had a baby. So, she's not going to have to go back to work now because of this. It's game-changing, and it's so easy to do. I swore that it would have to take something extraordinary to get me to saddle up again, and you guys are it. You are extraordinary. The success, the return on investment, the support is through the roof. It's life-changing. Awesome. And I encourage anybody, you have to get in and get going, because it'll change your life. It's game-changing. And I don't say that lightly. The only way this doesn't work is if you don't do it. It's so difficult when you don't have money to move through your life. When you have money, you can change your life and everybody else's. And this program will give you that. That's what's so easy to do from home. So please do it and change your life.
So I'm kind of a serial entrepreneur, but those other programs haven't worked. I don't know. I get the feeling that I was a little too trusting, and I got scammed, scammed at least a couple times. Fortunately, I never bet money that I couldn't lose, but I did lose money. I've sold about $10,000 worth of books, and that is that is like a wonderful feeling. And when Amazon sends, congratulations, we've shipped the book you sold, day after day after day and several a day, it's a great feeling. I have this faith based on the last year's experience that I will be able to achieve my initial goals, which were relatively modest, but I keep hearing how other people are doing, and I say, I've got everything I need to do the same thing. And so my goals keep expanding, and I'm sure I'm going to be able to meet my goals in the upcoming year. I just feel so poised to have a great 2018 because the sky is the limit. What I would stress to anyone considering this is that the support is there to take you as far as you want to go. I started with actually very little knowledge about business. I've been supported and helped not only by John and Luke, but by all the other people in the program. So you don't have to feel like you're jumping into something without lifeguards and support. Once you learn how to do it, you can just rinse and repeat.
Main difference is I've been involved in MLMs and network marketing, and it's the first thing, of course, is friends and family.
Right.
And you got tired of seeing me keep coming with different products because it wasn't working. It's been working really well. It's not, as you've been telling us too, it's not a get rich quick scheme. So you have to be patient. It is a very good program if you're patient, buy the right books. I've made money every month. And it's been wonderful. It's usually I haven't before made money every month in something I've been doing. How hard I work is how much money I'm going to make. I don't have to depend on somebody else doing part of the job or spending money advertising. It's all you. So true to me is you've got a product and you buy the right product, you can sell it for a profit. And that's what I like about this. I'm a retiree, and of course, you're on a fixed income. My husband's a retiree. We like to do things, and our money doesn't go very far. So this is what this is going to support, is give us extra income to do the traveling we really want to do. If health problems come along, that will help it too, even though we do have insurance, but it's still, you're paying out of pockets and things. That's what I plan on doing, is growing it to a 6-figure business. I don't need a huge business. I want something that I can still talk with my husband and have fun with him and not sit here like 12 hours a day at a computer. It's not that hard. I can spend a couple hours a day and still make money on it. It's how many hours you put in is how much you're going to make per month. I know that. I mean, I just love looking for books. It's like treasure hunting, and it's fun.
I've been doing this business for about 1 year, and I'm loving it so far. And so far, I first started with trade-ins. I've had a profit of around 6K. So it's really good doing this part-time. I started doing book arbitrage, and I'm heading to 7K in sales. First thing I tried was multi-level marketing. That didn't work out for me. I had no results whatsoever, so I just dropped it. Then I tried doing some e-commerce. So I sold t-shirts and mugs. I didn't have any profits. It involved no marketing, no sales, no ads, and so far I've been doing only this, and I'm loving it. You don't have to have an email list, you don't have to have a blog, a website, so it was really simple. All you have to have is some basic knowledge on how to work on a computer, on the internet, and that's it. So it's really easy. It's a safe business because you have some guaranteed profits with trade-ins, and the returns are just crazy. So my main goal is to quit my job. I hope to achieve it next year. The amazing support that you guys give to us. Really, I feel like I'm a part of a family.
I've been involved, or at least involved in the sense that I've purchased a number of different programs. I'm on a number of different email lists and get flogged all the time to buy something new. I was in Primerica, where you have to get a license for insurance, and if you really want to make some money, you have to get your broker's license. I did those things, but you have to build a downline. I'm not really a people person. I find it hard to delegate. 710 sales, but that's 47 and change per item, and which is bad. Multiplying that by the other 270 books I've got, and it could be a pretty good January if I do a third of them. I want to put some real effort into it for a year or maybe a bit longer, and somewhere along the line, find somebody that's younger, that's aggressive and hungry, and maybe doesn't have the capital that I can bring in and take over, give him a percentage of my business, and let him make some money for me. That's my goal. You guys aren't asking us to sell your business. You're providing us the opportunity to have our own business.
Right.
That is such a big difference, in my opinion. And this is why I'm so excited about this business. You don't need a website. You don't need marketing skills. You don't need a payment processor. You don't need to drive traffic. All you have to do is believe in yourself. And there are no distractions because you don't have to be a web designer. You don't have to be a copywriter. You don't have to buy ads and place them in the right places. This is fantastic. I'm becoming more excited than I thought I would. At my age, it's really great to have something that's fun to do again. I think it's important to say that you guys give us everything we need to succeed. One of the other aspects that makes this so much different is that you have developed a community of members who, when you look at it in the final analysis, were competitors, and yet everybody is so willing to share what they're doing. So you have an opportunity to have your own business but not be alone. And the way you've put this training together, it's just step by step by step by step. I don't know how anybody could follow what you say and not do well. If you're not willing to work, don't spend the money. But if you are, don't be afraid of spending the money because the value is here.
Well, I've been working at this online stuff for quite some time. Tried a lot of different programs out there, and when this came along, it sure looked solid. So I thought, this might be just the match for me. In some of the other marketing efforts, I never was really able to master the advertising aspects. Seems like always a mystery of testing and getting that ad to start to click. I sold T-shirts for a while, but my advertising costs ate me up. Finally, I just had to quit because I wasn't getting over the hump. I've been able to get up into where I'm selling as many as 2 and 3 and 4 books a day. You see, so far my total sales have been just over $1,000. My goal is to replace my current income, $2,500 to $3,000 a month. That I feel should happen within the next 6 months. But I've never given up on the idea of this 6 and then 7-figure income. And I feel like I've got it in me. I just need to make it happen.
Right.
But with this, the fact that I can see the results so quickly and see I sold my first book within a couple of weeks. It was just follow the formula, find the item, put it up, and make the sale. If you just follow the example and listen, my goodness, there's a great community of other people in here that are very helpful, which I've never found a community so open and willing to help as the group that we're working with here. I don't see if I do my work, I don't see how I can fail with it. I feel like it's totally worth it.
Okay.
I mean, the software works, and then if you just follow the program, it doesn't take a genius to do it. You do need to be able to just follow the basic computer, point and click and read and and all those simple things. So there's nothing technical. There's nothing wizardry about it. You don't have to have a genius IQ for marketing or any of that kind of stuff. You just need to follow the system and do what it says, and then repeat, wash and rinse and repeat.
Okay, quickly, I've been involved in internet businesses since 1997, and when there wasn't even a Google. And then Google came out with AdWords. I started affiliate marketing, and it was a seriously easy business at that time. I then proceeded to go into eBay marketing, which was really a lot of fun. You could go around, buy junk, and make a whole lot of money with it. Got into affiliate marketing and CPA marketing, lead generation, you name it, I've probably done it. Well, I started with the idea of looking for a business that was scalable and viable and made sense. And I've been in some fine, very, very good businesses with high income.
And the next thing you know, you wake up in the morning and now you're starting all over again because your business just disappeared. Either Google changed its algorithm or something happened. This business is, I think, fully sustainable. The simplicity of it is beautiful, but the sustainability over time and the ability to build it and to outsource almost all the portions of it. Well, I want to take it to being a good-sized business. I'm not. I don't want it to be the. I don't think of seven-figure book businesses for me personally. I use it to supplement a lot of my retirement income, to keep me out of trouble and keep me somewhat busy. So I'm seeing the future as a lot less work for me and a lot more money in my pocket. And let's put it this way, John. The back end of all the things that you offer your customers or clients or members of this book arbitrage community are some of the best I've ever seen. A person, once they make their initial investment, has everything that they need to succeed at their fingertips.
One of the things I did try for several years was real estate investing. There's an awful lot of risk in that. And if you're using other people's money, I mean, I don't want to risk my own money, much less somebody else's. That's a good question. I remember the first session that Patrick was on that I saw, you mentioned that he was clearing 100,000 that month. Mm-hmm. And I thought, wow, if I did that in a year, I'd be ecstatic. Yeah. The level of risk, because starting out with the book trade-ins, there really isn't any risk. Right. And there's a little more risk with the arbitrage, but it's something that I can control. All the help sessions and all the backup you give and all the support. And really that it's a feeling of being part of a team, which is really nice too. You can start small and build, and there's very minimal risk or even no risk. You can start just with the book trades, the trade-ins, and all the support and the feeling of being part of a larger group, that we're not competing against each other. We're we all this is big enough that we don't have to.
The last 10 years, I've been trying to make some decent money online. Limited amounts of success and failure. I've tried building some websites and putting AdSense ads and Amazon Associates ads on there. Yep. I had some success with that, but nothing to really record. I've also done some selling on eBay and Amazon in the UK and Europe, drop shipping and importing from China as well. It seemed as though I'd go on for a while and then everything would start to go downhill. I decided to look for something where I wasn't going to get high volume of returns, hopefully. So I just got tired of dealing with the returns and having a house full of stock. Yes, so far I've got about $3,000 in sales. It's increased every month. October was just under $500.
Okay.
November was just under $800. December was over 1,000. So far in January, I've done about 600, and that's in just 3 days. So I think we're set for a bigger amount. I never found anything else where you get such a return on your money. Buy at the right price, you're certainly going to make tremendous profits, especially with the methods that we're using here. My books, I'm getting 250 to 300% profit. With this, it's like a big family. There's always someone there to help you if you have a problem. The mentorship program particularly is something that I find very helpful. The learning curve, I think, has been greatly shortened by having a mentor. I'm a carer for my husband. He's got muscular dystrophy. I need to be at home. And my goal is to be able to move to a larger house. So I'm hoping that I can join the 6-figure group by the end of this year. That's my goal. I felt like I had no choice. I have to work from home, and I could see the potential in this. whereas I haven't seen it in other things. Well, all I can say is I've proven to myself that it works, and it doesn't take very long to get it working. I've never made so much profit in a short space of time.
Yeah.
It certainly can be done from anywhere in the world, and I haven't come across a single obstacle that can't be overcome. So I don't see why anyone, anywhere in the world, with any budget, and even if they've only got a short amount of time to devote to it, they can still make a success of this. As I say, I've been looking for 10 years for something like this.
Yeah.
And I've never found anything like it before.
And been involved in other online selling opportunities for Amazon and FBA and eBay. And I started a business selling high-end clothing and merchandise, FBA on Amazon and eBay. It quickly became complicated. Bags and just the way that all the products needed to be put together and then put out and tracked on Amazon. Very, very, very difficult and cumbersome. And we had boxes and boxes of things that would be delivered to our house. And then we have to go through them one by one, bag them, tag them, inventory and ship and track the sales and lower the sale. It became very, very cumbersome. And so all three of my family members, my wife, there were several nights my wife and I would stay up literally all night long, checking in the merchandise that we had purchased, just so many details. Well, our kids got burned out. They don't want anything to do with it. My wife didn't want anything to do with it. It was just too cumbersome. I was exposed to the book selling business several years ago with a different system, different group, not nearly as much support or hands-on involvement or a system that you all have put together. I like you guys. You're very enthusiastic and just real and genuine and straightforward. So you guys have put together a very simplified method that I can start the ground running and make money very quickly. Anyone can. I like being able to buy a book that is cheap and sell it for high. The book business is very easy to make money in. I'm suspecting that I'm going to be somewhere between that 3,000 to 10,000 net.
Okay.
And then by the next year. For somebody new coming in, it may be very hard for them to believe. However, if they decided that they wanted to make more income, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 or more on a regular basis, they can do that. In a short period of time, little by little, they can go at their time frame, part-time, and work themselves into full-time income that they can supplement or replace, their job.
Okay.
And I would highly encourage others that if they are wanting or thinking about having an additional income stream, starting out something that's fairly easy, something that they can make money quickly, then this is definitely something to consider.
Yeah, a lot of things before seemed some software they were selling, or maybe a little gimmicky, or maybe not a real business. And I feel like this is more of a real business, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to put it or better words, but we're dealing with Amazon, a marketplace. It's evergreen. It's fluid, which I like. It's buying and selling. And, made my first sale pretty much right away after the book started. First batch of books got into Amazon, which was nice. I've done about $9,200 in sales, and my biggest month was in August, and that was $3,500. And my margins were good. They were still 35, 40% type of deals. Even after adding in all my fees and stuff. So I didn't do it for a couple of weeks because I just couldn't do it. Yeah. And I'm still getting some sales because I have books out there selling them. It's always going, which is nice, to have those constant flow of sales. If you're looking for money online, this is definitely a way to do it, and it's you can definitely see success. Overall, a simple business model, and I love that. And it's in Amazon. It's not we're not talking about some shady software thing. This is like I said, they're taking over the world. In any business, and you're going to put up sometimes thousands or hundreds of thousands to get a business going.
Yeah.
We're talking about peanuts compared to that, to have great margins and a possibility to have hundreds of thousands of dollars, $100,000 business or more. There really isn't anything that's stopping you from at least trying and doing it. And I think it's something that pretty much anybody can do, because it's just buying low and selling high in a place that everybody goes to buy stuff.
So yeah, I thought I'm going to take action. So I jumped in. On paper, it says it's going to give me back all my money, pay all their fees, and give me the net of like 92. My first box of books, the next day I sold 2. Nice. And it's not even like textbook, season, so to speak. So I got one book I sold for $27 for $1. I got about 100 of these Japanese anime books for $1. Like I was telling you, I'm selling for $14. So my plan is to see if I can get it to $250, $350 a year. My spreadsheet, it says if I just took my $5,000 and rolled it 24 months, month 24, my sales would be like $2 million.
Yeah. Good.
I'm really looking forward to, the first day when I wake up and it goes, I sold $1,000 worth of books last night while I was, while I fell asleep watching that movie. This is a lot easier than a lot of things I've done.
Right.
And this is where you can kind of scale it to whatever your pocketbook or time availability or what have you. You can buy 20 books a day. You can buy 1 book a week. I would say anybody could do it. That's what I was telling you guys earlier. My 14-year-old had her own credit card, or maybe one that mom paid. I'd let her do it.
So over the last several years, I've tried various things like ClickBank,
okay. Mm-hmm.
Some multi-marketing businesses, and one business that I put quite a bit of time and money into, or time and energy, I should say, which involved blogging, a blogging system.
Okay.
And, I made practically nothing from all these businesses. They sounded so great, and, they either worked for me or, I didn't make money. The return on investment you can get from this business is off the charts. My earnings to date from books are about $1,800.
Nice.
And earnings from trades about $750. So wow. I've made about $2,500 from that $600. And so this is the first business, online business or any other kind of business like that I've made really any money from. Speaking realistically, my first goal would be to, let's say, be able to make enough money a month to live on. Let's say $3,000 a month.
Okay.
If I could do that, that would be wonderful. Well, for one, your training. I think it's outstanding. You have a lot of training, goes into a lot of detail, and you guys are so awesome. You really, really like to help people, pay it forward. That really comes across that it's very rewarding for you to help people. I want you to know that, I'm an older woman, I'm 71, and I don't have much money. And yet I've been doing this business and it's working. And so I want to let people, older women know that, they can do it too. If you do it, it works.
I think I tried everything out there, guys. I'm sure you know the list, but, right. And I thought, I'm really good at sales and I'm a smart person. I can figure these things out. And I tried one after another and spent a lot of money that never really panned out. And I hungered for, making money, money coming in while I slept at night, that dream, and working in my pajamas in the south of France. I wasn't very sophisticated or very good at growing lists or funneling or doing all this type of thing. And so I never really found a good fit for myself. Year to date, my Amazon sales out of my bookstore are over $18,000. Next year, I'll say it to you guys first, I'm going to be one of those 7-figure students of yours, and I'm amazing. Thrilled. There's no ceiling to this business. There's no ceiling. And I also just love everything about it. Amazon is a fabulous partner in all of this. This is one of the best things I've ever done in my life, and I'm having so much fun with it. This is a pretty straightforward business. It's not that complicated. It's not rocket science. It's not that complicated. So if you give yourself permission and take the time to get on the calls, to read the material, to set it up, and get started, even if you don't have a whole lot of cash to begin with, you will start the momentum going. If you want to do your research, just look at the people that are still in it after a year. And so, yes, it's definitely doable. Can you make money at it? You absolutely can make money at this. It truly can be a little hobby for you, or it really honestly can get you up into that 7-figure and beyond as soon or as slowly as you want to take it.
You have shown a way where we can get a crazy ROI of like 100%, 200%. I mean, even if I screw this up, I'm a newbie and I figure I'm going to screw this up. But if I screw this up, eventually when I start getting those 100, 200% ROIs, well, I don't think it'll take me very long to recover whatever losses that I accumulate by screwing up a lot. We will be able to support ourselves from our own business. And these two gentlemen were also looking for a business opportunity that they could get into, so that in the near future, they would be able to, depend on the business and not, say, the pension to be able to sustain their retirement. You guys have a tremendous team in your support group. Whenever I ask a question, I get answers in less than 24 hours. And, it helps build my confidence knowing that you guys are there. And I'm thinking, hey, I haven't really even finished my payments yet. And already these guys are helping me a lot. And I appreciate that. I also see a lot of good stuff. A lot of newbies, apparently, in this business of ours are already showing some signs of success, even if they've only been at it for a month, 2 months.
Yeah.
And in the other businesses I've joined, you don't see that number of, let's say, success stories among newbies, especially.
Right.
Usually newbies, they jump in and they die. It doesn't take long before they disappear.
Yeah.
But here I see a lot of people who are new actually making progress, getting those books sold. Okay, I heard someone say this before many years ago. Actually, a couple of people said this. And it stuck to my head, and this is it. Okay, you build your plane as you fly it. And of course, when you think about that, how do you build a plane while you're flying it? But I think that's the attitude we have to have when we start a business, because we have to understand, I understand that if I'm going to start something, I know very little about it. But if I don't start it, I'll never know anything about it. Okay, and if all I do is study it, let's say I start something but only stay in the the study phase. If I don't take action, I don't learn anything just by studying. I need to do something to be able to really understand the process. So the only way to get things done, the way I see it, is just jump in and do it. And that's what I would suggest. Take action. Okay, you see an opportunity, take action. The worst thing that will happen is you'll fail. All right, but who cares? You fail. The important thing is you get up again and you keep on trying until you get it.
I've tried numerous ones in my younger days, not so much the last 10 years, but they were a fail. they really were a fail. My goal is to not have to walk into a brick and mortar building to work. That I can do this from home, and it'll support me in the manner in which I'm accustomed, which isn't fabulous, but that I can do this from home, spend more time with my grandkids then. I have 11 of them. I love to death. I know I can build this up to something that will afford me to quit the job I'm in and be able to do this on my own time. The main difference, I know, is there's access to you, John and Luke, for answers, to your company for answers, whether it be by email. The Facebook group is fabulous. Type in a question and boom, within minutes, there's an answer from 5 people. Oh, and there's continual training. It's not like you just throw this in my lap and sink or swim. I can go back to the training from the beginning and start again and pick and choose, because there's the CDs, there's the print. I love that. I love that I can just find what I need real easy. I say the biggest thing is they have someone there that will hold their hand through the whole process. There's so many resources, step by step, that can just walk you right through it. You have to be serious about it. You have to commit to it. As with anything you're going to pursue, if this is a job you want, if this is a business you want, you have to work at it.
Yeah.
But it's easy. It's an easy job. It's ridiculously easy.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to working on internet, trying to make money online, I've probably been trying to do that maybe for 4 or 5 years on and off, you know, finding some different things and then, you know, becoming disenchanted by them. The first program I tried was selling products FBA, you know, very similar, but instead it was products, and you had to find the right product and then find a manufacturer in China, have it shipped here, sell it on FBA, and hopefully you could sell it and you wouldn't get stuck with a bunch of inventory.
Right.
Lots of moving parts on that one. The second program I tried was kind of similar, only instead of finding the parts and the products and shipping them, you actually were finding everything on AliExpress and using a Shopify store and using Facebook advertising as your means of sales.
Right.
And, you know, they showed you how to find products, and then you had to test them. And I went through and tested over 50 products before. I never really did find a winner, but what I did find is that I was going through a lot of Facebook advertising money trying to find 50 winners.
Yeah.
And so I really just kind of lost interest in that program too. You know, they tell you it's like 20 steps to get this going, but they forget about to tell you, once you get it going, here's the other 80 steps on the backside.
Right.
There was about an hour and 15 minutes last week where I had an hour and 15 minutes to sit down and do something. And I sat down and did this, and I found 7 books that I bought for, you know, $204, and they should retail for about $9.50. And after all of Amazon costs, you know, and shipping and everything, I figured out that that was roughly about $300 an hour. When you stop and figure out how much, you know, like a normal person makes per hour, if you say $30 an hour, you know, that was a 10-hour day in an hour. I would honestly like to hit, you know, 50 or 60 by within a year. People are there looking for products. We don't have to send them there for a product. They're happy shoppers. They're shopping anyway. This program doesn't have product creation. You don't have continuous searching for new products and doing all the testing. I don't have to run the ads, and I don't have to maintain a website and create one. It's educational,
Okay.
and it's not hard work. If somebody were to say, "Is this for everybody?" It's like I think it could be. There are certain positives. If you don't like people, if you don't, you don't have to talk to people on the phone. You don't. It's like a lot of work at home products. It's like it's talking to people. It's like you work from home and answer the phone for somebody, but you don't have to talk. You can work from home and you don't have to talk to people.
That's good.
I think what I like about it is flexibility, because I can go and watch. My kids play their after school sports. I don't have to be locked up, in an office until 5 o'clock when everything gets, school stuff gets over at 5.
I've done everything from real estate to MLM to, and I've paid for some, again, very worthwhile programs that just took a little too long to get started, or that ran into complications with the internet. Things were too complicated in their programs. I had been exposed to Amazon before, but there were just too many different parts. I've been trying to do work at home programs for years. Just didn't quite have the time to give it a chance. Or there were parts that got a little too complicated for me. Was the ROI, because really there was no refuting the material you were presenting about the ROI. It went back to charts and stats, not your say-so.
Right.
The other thing, as I've come along in the program, is just really, I feel you both are very genuine and you're very excited about the program. I just love that. Everybody seems to have a lot of heart and wants to help each other out. I'm very passionate about art. You can see one of my paintings behind me. And it's always been a driving passion to achieve financial freedom so I could live my passion and sell my art. And what I love about your program is I really see being able to quit my job in a year, who knows, maybe sooner. I'm very intrigued by the idea of making 7 figures just for the heck of it. And awesome. I think you guys are going to do it.
That's cool.
I really love the simplicity of it. Yeah. The Facebook group, these people go out of their way to help. Yeah. I've gotten some immediate answers. The other thing I want to brag about is your customer service. You guys walk the talk. The program's good. The members are making money. And it's really nice. So I love your program because it's really just one thing. It's simple and it's very, very attractive because it is a very high return on your investment for your money and your time.
Well, some of the things that I've tried in the past, right? Like they wanted you to market a lot, like market something that was really a very hard sell. Like as time went on, I started to realize this is difficult and I don't believe in this. Like, and I prefer not to lie. Like I'm not one of those like spammy marketers. Like that's just not my style, right? I prefer to just be honest, right? What I love so far about textbook money, textbook arbitrage is how simple the idea is. I love the clarity and the simplicity of the idea. I set a target of say 50 grand just for 2018. Like that's my goal for 2018. This is a very straightforward business model. The idea is simple. It's clear. You buy low, you sell high. Like it really is that simple. Like as simple as that.
I have bought into 2 or 3 different programs. I'm an EVG member. I've done those kind of things with different ones and have looked at it pretty good, like what y'all do, and so I'm familiar with all of that. I'm not interested in being a multimillionaire or whatever, but I am interested in getting a little above where I'm at right now. What what I want to do is just to be able to maybe build the business into the six-figure level, perhaps, where it can take a little of the pressure off of me in the knife business. So what I was liked about this particular business is that it is scalable. You can build it and scale it up somewhat. One of the things I like about this one is that I don't have to have opt-in pages and email lists and all of this stuff that you have to get into, and I didn't want to have to fool with all of that. So with this, you already have your marketing is done for you. Your product is already done for you. Everything is there for you to do if you just put some time into it. I would say that if you're not interested in making any money, well, don't do it. But if you do have the mindset to put in a little work, well, in a little while, you'll start to find out that you've got some cash coming in, and you'll feel good about it, and you can move forward with it then.